You know, it's funny. We don't really stop to think about reading, do we? It just feels so automatic. But here's the thing. Unlike learning to talk, we're not born knowing how to read. It's actually a secret code that our brains have to learn. And today, well, we're gonna crack that code. So, how on earth does our brain pull this off? I mean, really think about it. How do we take these little black squiggles on a page, these totally abstract symbols, and somehow they become epic stories, characters we love, entire worlds inside our heads? That's the incredible journey we're diving into right now. All right, so here's our game plan. First, we'll talk about why reading is a code in the first place. Then we'll see how it all begins with just sound. After that, we'll connect those sounds to letters, figure out how words are actually built from scratch, and finally get to the whole point, making that incredible leap to meaning. Okay, let's jump right in. Section 1, cracking the reading code. And the absolute biggest thing you need to know right off the bat is that reading is not natural at all. It's a skill that has to be taught, step by step. Yeah, and all the research backs this up. You have to be explicitly taught how to read. And the master key, the thing that unlocks the whole system of written language, it's called phonics. That's the secret sauce that lets us turn those symbols back into the sounds we already know. So where does this whole journey kick off? Well, you might be surprised. It doesn't start with our eyes or with letters. Nope. It starts with our ears. Before a kid even looks at a single letter, the first foundation is built purely on sound. And this first foundation has a name, phonemic awareness. Now notice the huge emphasis on spoken words. That's because this is a skill you could literally do with your eyes closed. It has nothing to do with letters yet. It's all about being able to hear and play with the tiny individual sounds, the phonemes, that make up the words we speak every day. So what does that actually look like? Well, it breaks down into a few key skills, like sound isolation. Can you tell me the first sound in dog? D. That's it. Or blending. What word do you get if you put together t? Mat, right? Segmenting is just the reverse, breaking hat into at. And then you can get fancy with substitution, like changing the M in man to an R to make ran. See? It's all just playing with sounds. Let's make it super simple. Think about the word cat. Long before you know what the letters C, A, and T look like, phonemic awareness is just being able to hear those three separate sounds. K, E, T. That's the whole game. No letters, just sound. Okay, so once the brain is really tuned in to all those little sounds in our language, then we can finally bring in the visual part. It's time to connect those sounds to actual letters. And this, my friends, is where phonics enters the picture. Phonics is basically the bridge. It's the system we use to teach the direct link between the sounds we hear, those phonemes, and the letters or groups of letters that represent them on the page. Those are called graphemes. It's how we learn that the k sound can be written with a C or a K or even a CK at the end of a word. And this little chart here, it lays it all out perfectly. Phonemic awareness, that's your eyes closed skill. It's 100% auditory. Phonics is the eyes open part. It's where you connect what you hear to what you see. It sounds simple, but getting this difference is absolutely critical to understanding how we learn to read. Right at the very heart of phonics is mastering something called letter-sound correspondence. This is the real engine of reading. It's the basic, powerful knowledge that this specific symbol, B, makes this specific sound, B. Building up this mental library of connections is what makes decoding possible. All right, so we've got our ears trained with phonemic awareness, and we've got our eyes trained with phonics. Now we have all the tools we need to start putting it all together and building actual words from scratch. So how do these tools actually work together? Well, it's pretty much a three-step process. First, you see the letters on the page, C-A-T. Step 2, your phonics knowledge kicks in, and you pull up the sound for each letter, K, A, T. And finally, your phonemic awareness skill lets you blend those sounds together smoothly to say the word cat. Boom, you're reading. Now, of course, English isn't always that easy, right? Once a new reader gets the hang of blending simple words like cat or dog, they start tackling more complex patterns. They're basically building a much bigger, more powerful toolkit for decoding pretty much any word that comes their way. So one of those new patterns is called a consonant blend. And the key thing to remember with a blend is that you can still hear each individual letter's sound. So in a word like blue, you can clearly hear both the b and the l. They're just kind of smushed together. Now compare that to a consonant digraph. This is a totally different beast. Here, two letters team up to create one brand new sound. So the letters S and H don't sound like S and H anymore. Together, they make a unique sound, sh, like in the word ship. Okay, in all of this hard work, learning sounds, letters, blends, digraphs, it all leads us to our final section, the leap to meaning. Because let's be real, just being able to say the words on a page isn't the point, is it? The whole reason we read is to understand the story. And that's where fluency and comprehension come into play. First up, let's talk about fluency. Now, a lot of people think fluency just means reading fast, but it's way more than that. It's a mix of accuracy, getting the words right, plus speed, plus expression. Reading with a natural rhythm and tone. You can think of fluency as the bridge that carries you from just decoding words to actually understanding what they mean. And that brings us to the finish line, comprehension. This is it. This is the entire purpose of reading. It's where your brain takes all those words you just fluently read and starts to build meaning, see the bigger picture, and really truly understand the message. And the link between these two is everything. Think about it. When decoding becomes so automatic that you don't even have to think about it, when a reader becomes fluent, their brain is freed up. It doesn't have to waste all that energy sounding out every single word. And all that freed up mental space can be used for the much more exciting job, figuring out what the heck the story is all about. And this quote really just nails it, doesn't it? It's all about empowerment. When you unlock the power of phonics for someone, you're giving them the ability to decode, which leads to understanding, which builds the confidence they need to become readers for life. So if we boil it all down, the journey to becoming a reader is really a building process, one step at a time. You start by just hearing the sounds. Then you connect those sounds to letters. You use that amazing new skill to build words. And finally, by building words fluently, you unlock the power to understand entire worlds. And that really leaves us with one final big thought. Understanding this whole structured, code-based process, it's not just an interesting little fact. It completely changes how we can help people learn. So the real question for all of us is, knowing how this journey begins, how can we do a better job of supporting every single learner on their own path to cracking the code?